Just buy an electric vehicle. Spend a year's salary on a vehicle made with Chinese monopolized rare earths. If you follow me on social media, I was giving you examples of how it's not really green. And there's audio of Biden's getting into how really this is not going to affect our push to go greener, etc. That's really what this is all about. They are hell-bent on taking us to an unsustainable and actually more polluted way of manufacturing automobiles. The pollution and labor abuses from going green, people think that they're not real because we don't have kids here hand mining cobalt for batteries. CBS, they sent an investigative team a couple of years ago to, and I've talked about this before, Democratic Republic of Congo. They actually interviewed these little kids that were in the river actually hand mining cobalt. 40,000 kids on average. This was in 2018. Hand mining cobalt. 40,000 kids. You know, China was in Congo. They have their technological Belt and Road Initiative. That's one of the countries partnering with China. China wants their rare earth minerals. And they think that pollution, the greenies, from lithium isn't real because it's in China and not here. There's a story about how in Tibet, there's there's tons of pollution in Tibet, particularly in a lot of their rivers. The Liki River, but it's entirely poisoned. And they said apparently it's killed all these Tibetan villagers, yaks, and all kinds of stuff. They said that because China does not have any environmental protections or anything, that it's really caused a lot of chaos in the Tibetan plateau. And they said that there's bodies of water. There's salt deposits at one lithium mine in China's a Western Chinese province. There's all kinds of stuff. It's all throughout, southwestern China towards the Tibetan plateau. It's the destruction and the pollution and the lack of safety is crazy. And there's so many examples of this. And that's just one area. I mean, there's the Wired did a piece talking about the major consequence that comes from pollution when you're looking at mining these rare earths. This is literally the first line of their piece. Here's a thoroughly modern riddle. What links the battery in your smartphone with a dead yak floating down a Tibetan river? Yeah, that's right, lithium. It powers a lot of tech stuff. But when you're talking about car batteries and going green with everything, dude, it's going to explode. It's going to explode even further, even more. And what about copper? There's a big mine. There's several mines in South America. I shared a picture online of one copper mine. It looks literally like a Minecraft hell pit. It does. It's in Chile. There's The Guardian, a British newspaper, detailed how green energy is disrupting access to basic clean water for numerous indigenous communities all across Chile. Poisoning water, everything. Yeah, and as Nick Kane noted, lithium iron phosphate batteries, that's common for green energy storage. There are so many examples of this. The problem is that you cannot demand that the world meet this zero-sum green game, because the technology and the methods of extraction do not support it. If you think that these lithium salt flats and copper mines and these rare earth mines are somehow better for the environment, then I argue you haven't seen one. You haven't seen the destruction that it does to the outlying areas. We don't have stuff like this in the United States because we have environmental protections and labor protections and other kind of protections that are honestly, not every protection is warranted. Some of it's just regulatory red tape. But for all of their talk of wanting to be green, they have never once talked about actually being truly self-sufficient with green energy here. Have you noticed that? Now they talk about wind and solar, which are two of the most completely unreliable forms of energy possible. We're talking about going back to the Dark Ages. That's what the Dark Ages used to power their life. Okay? They used wind power. I mean, this is like Flintstone stuff. You're going back to Middle Earth years, Kane. I mean, it's insane. Wind and solar, there's a reason why we progressed after we hit the industrial age, okay? Because we got away from wind power. We had wind power back in the time of the plague, okay? We had wind power during all of this, and now we're talking about going back to that period. It's unsustainable.